Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've been doing a lot more fun videos lately, videos I just like to make in my spare time, but I'm just craving to get back to my roots. I love educating people about macro and micronutrients. Vitamins and minerals are vital for a healthy lifestyle, but it seems just like everybody is just focused on carbohydrate, protein, and lipid intake. I could dissect dozens of vitamins and minerals for you guys, but today I'm just going to focus on calcium. So if you're interested in learning more about why calcium is so important for your body, then keep on watching. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up at the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into this video. I am sure all of you have heard that getting enough calcium is important to build strong bones and teeth. As children, we are constantly exposed to got milk commercials to promote the consumption of milk at every lunch. Well, actually, do they still do that? I don't know. I haven't been in public school for a while. But even as I got older, I saw more and more calcium advertisements for adults due to their lack of adequate calcium intake, especially us females. Us females really need to monitor our intake, but I'll just get into that later. It is all of a sudden getting sunny here in Seattle. Okay, my lighting is completely changing. But really, what is calcium? Why do we need it so badly? Basically, calcium is a mineral, and a mineral, unlike vitamins, are inorganic and come from the earth, aka soil, the soil that our food grows in. A lot of people, when they think of calcium, they think of milk and other dairy products, but that's just due to federal advertisement. It's not really that accurate when it comes to calcium density in food. The true source of calcium-dense food is in plants due to its ability to absorb the calcium from the soil when it grows. So basically, the calcium in the soil is absorbed by the plants, and therefore plant foods are actually really dense in calcium. Calcium is found in animals and animal byproducts due to their own personal consumption of those plant-based calcium-dense foods. Milk-based products are basically just the middleman for calcium. Oh, there's a plane. Some of the most calcium-dense foods include milk, sesame seeds, kale, walnuts, almonds, broccoli, spinach, and bok choy. High dairy consumption really isn't required for proficient calcium levels in the body. You can consume enough calcium in dairy-free and vegan diets. I should know. Calcium is essential for the body. If you don't eat enough calcium-dense foods, then your body will begin to break down the calcium stores that are found in your bones. That's where the build strong bones and teeth come in. You will learn the more and more I talk about other nutrients, but if your body isn't given something that it needs, it will find it somewhere else. Your body is in survival mode 24/7. Everything just starts to crumble because you can't deprive your body of nutrients. A deficiency of calcium in the body results in demineralization of bones. It's just an effort for your body to raise calcium levels. This is why those with severe deficiency will suffer from conditions such as rickets, osteoporosis, or even tetany. Basically, tetany is like when your muscle just... Without the presence of adequate calcium levels, your body isn't able to construct bones, contract muscles, or even activate enzymes properly. When you ingest calcium, like all foods, it first travels to your stomach. Once digestion occurs, free calcium travels to the small intestine and is absorbed into the duodenum and jejunum. Free calcium is absorbed through one of two methods of diffusion. One, passive diffusion, or two, carrier-mediated active diffusion via the TRPV6, which is just a simpler way of saying transient receptor potential valloid. I'm gonna put that on the screen for you because I'm bad at pronunciating things. Once calcium is diffused through the brush border and into the enterocyte, it is bound to calbindin. Calbindin is a calcium-binding protein that limits intracellular calcium levels, providing intracellular regulation. Through this effort, calbindin is able to prevent toxicity. Calcium exits the enterocyte through the basolateral membrane via transport protein PMCA. This is just a simpler way of saying plasma membrane calcium ATPase. About 80% is removed from the enterocyte via this pathway, however 20% exits the enterocyte in exchange for 3 sodium ions. This transportation exchange is very common throughout the body. I mean, trust me, sodium is just freaking everywhere. Calcium transports through the body either bound to a transport protein such as albumin, bound to an anion such as sulfate, phosphate, or even citrate, or it is bound to nothing and just travels as a free cation. 99% of calcium found in the body is located in the bones and teeth. Only 1% of calcium is located in cellular fluids or the blood in order to complete vital functions for the body. The majority of calcium absorbed is used to promote bone mineralization to support a healthy skeletal structure. The high density of calcium within the skeleton is what dubs the system a quality calcium storage location, aka the reason the body breaks down bones to get calcium in times of deficiency. However, calcium isn't only vital for the skeletal system, the ion is also essential for muscle contraction. When your body creates any movement, you are contracting and relaxing muscle fibers. In order to create any movement, your brain must first instruct your body what to do through electrical impulses sent through your nerves. Those neurological signals are sent through motor neurons to the T-tubules. Oh, that's like the hardest word. Those neurological signals are sent through motor neurons to the T-tubules in muscle fibers and carried into the sarcoplasm. Now, I'm sorry if I'm getting all anatomy and physiology on you. I'm going to try and make this not as wordy, but this is where calcium really comes into play. Calcium stores in the sarcoplasmic reticulum are then released and bind to troponin. Calcium-activated troponin shifts the protein tropomyosin. In the body, when something binds to a protein, the protein changes shape. Now, a lot of professors like to think of proteins as locks and, calcium as the key, but the whole lock and key thing really confused me. But the lock and key thing is probably a better example. Proteins are going to perform their action unless stimulated by another component. Now, tropomyosin is found spiraled around the actin helix. Therefore, the shift exposed myosin binding sites along the actin filament. Accessibility to the myosin binding sites by the myosin heads allow for the actual action of muscle contraction to take place. ATP, also known as energy, is bound to the myosin head. The energy source is what gives the myosin heads the ability to contract muscle fibers. First, ATP deconstructs to form ADP in an individual phosphate. The action of one phosphate disassociating from the original ATP structure provides enough energy to cock the myosin head back with potential energy. Once the myosin heads release the inorganic phosphate, it then binds to the binding sites and perform what is called a power stroke. Now, I don't really know if this is the proper term for this action, but all of my professors have referred to this action as a power stroke. Even my textbook. Think of it as a rower. The gliding myosin head releases the ADP molecule once the power stroke is carried out, and the myosin head releases from the myosin binding site. A free ATP molecule then binds to the myosin head, and the whole entire process starts all over again until troponin is no longer bound to calcium. Neither deficiency nor toxicity is the only catalyst for limited or excess amounts of calcium. Nutrient interactions with calcium enhance or inhibit the mineral's functions. The nutrients that inhibit calcium's functions include phosphorus, unabsorbed fatty acids, and fiber. This is a direct result of malabsorption interference that limits calcium availability in the body due to transport protein competition. Basically, butt heads. The nutrients that enhance calcium's functions include protein, sugar, alcohols, and vitamin D. This is why in calcium supplements you see very high traces of vitamin D, and that's also why the vitamin and mineral combination is actually very well known. I'll most likely get more into the relationship between calcium and vitamin D. I feel like I can't really explain the relationship in a proper way without really diving deep into vitamin D, and this video just really doesn't have time for it. And I don't have the time for it. And I really feel like I've thrown enough information your way today. Honestly, you guys deserve a break, you deserve a drink, you deserve a shopping spree. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, or at least you learned something. I hope you don't mind if I do these educational word vomit videos once in a while. It really helps keep me sharp. To be honest, I'm kind of like a big nerd, and refreshing my memories on these topics are actually really enjoyable for me. If you like this video, please let me know and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit those post notifications. And once again, thank you for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day. Love you. You deserve a break. You deserve a drink. You deserve a cake. Now I want cake.